I'm Simon Slimmer. 10 weeks ago I joined Slimming World, and in those 10 weeks I've lost 30 pounds eating fantastic, exciting food, recipes that I've learnt from some of Slimming World's books. This is one of my favourites, Slimming World's All-in-One, and today we're going to cook a recipe from that book, old-fashioned shepherd's pie. We've got some friends coming this evening and I know that they will enjoy some shepherd's pie. It says in Slimming World's All-in-One book you can use some vegetables of your own if you like, apart from the recipe. So I'm doing that today. I'm using the Slimming World recipe pretty much exactly, but I am adding half of a yellow turnip, because that's what old-fashioned shepherd's pie is to me. I remember turnip in it when my mother cooked it. So let's go through the ingredients. We're going to start with 900 grams of potatoes, which we will boil to make our mash topping for our shepherd's pie. We've got a good sized onion, which we'll dice. 500 grams of lean lamb mince. Now, to achieve this, I've used a 600 gram pack of ordinary lamb mince and I've sweated it in a heavy pan, removing the liquid, removing all the fat, and what I'm left with here is 500 grams of lean lamb mince. We've got 3 nice celery sticks, 2 decent sized carrots, a 400 gram tin of chopped tomatoes, 2 heaped teaspoons of mixed herbs, a teaspoon of sweetener, and I've added my own extra flavouring, and that's a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce. So those are all of the ingredients we'll need until we get to the mash. When we come to the mash, we'll add some eggs. We're going to use 3 egg yolks beaten and mixed into the mash to give it a really luxurious taste. And then when we bake our shepherd's pie, we're going to use a 4th egg, a full egg this time, beaten and brushed on top to encourage that lovely golden crispy finish. So those are all our ingredients: potatoes, onion, lamb, celery, carrot, turnip, our tomatoes and seasonings, mixed herbs, a little bit of sweetener and some Worcestershire sauce. A lamb stock cube just adds some extra flavour. Our potatoes are now in the pot and they'll boil to make our mash. I'm just going to prep the rest of our vegetables for our mince for our shepherd's pie. We've got an onion which we will finely chop. So I'm just going to get straight into that. Enjoy using the cleaver to do this. It makes life so much easier. So there's my chopped onion. Next, the celery. I'm just going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to split the celery sticks to get that smaller piece we want. And dice. Our carrots next. Now, what I'm going to do is use the cleaver to cut the carrot in half lengthways. That gives me a flat piece on my board to make it easier to work with. I'll now cut it 3 times and I'm ready to dice. There you go, a nice even dice on the carrot. Half a small turnip. As I said, it's my memory of what old-fashioned shepherd's pie should be, so I'm adding a bit of turnip to our mixture. So, our vegetable is prepped, ready to go into the pot and start to make our shepherd's pie. So we've moved over to the hob. Our potatoes are boiling away, ready to make our mash, and now we're going to put together our shepherd's pie. I've got a large, heavy bottomed pot here. Let's get the heat on and add my fry light spray. You can be generous with the spray. Give the bottom of the pot a good coating. Now as the heat builds, I add my diced onion, diced celery, diced carrot, turnip, and start to stir. What we're trying to achieve here is just a gentle heat in the pot. We want to sweat the onions, not brown them in any way. We want to start the cooking process on the celery, the carrot and the turnip. Our potatoes are boiling nicely. So I'm just going to put the lid on, leave that for a few minutes, let the heat build up and let those vegetables sweat. When we're happy that they've started to cook, we'll add our wet ingredients, our herbs, and we'll add our cooked lamb mince to the pot. So our vegetables are sweating nicely. Let's check on the potatoes. Yep, they're boiling away. They'll be ready too. What I'm going to do now is add our wet ingredient, which was the 400 gram can of tomatoes. We've got 2 teaspoons of mixed herbs, a teaspoon of sweetener, and a good dash of Worcestershire sauce in this mixture. We're going to add all of that now to our pot. Okay, let's give that a stir. That's lovely. Now goes in our stock. Now you can crumble in a stock cube if you would like, but today I'm using one of these new stock melts. So it just goes straight in and mixes into our vegetables and tomato. That's all mixed together nicely, and our last ingredient into the pot, we're going to add in our 500 grams of lean lamb mince. So that's all mixed together nicely now. I'm going to reduce the heat and allow that to simmer gently while our potatoes finish boiling. It looks like it's time to check in on our potatoes. I'm just going to lift them. Yes, they definitely look ready. So I'm going to turn the gas off. You can see that our shepherd's pie mix is sitting back here now on a smaller ring, again just simmering away gently. So let's strain our potatoes and mash them. Just going to use a cloth. That's fine. Back on the heat for a minute. Our trusty potato masher. And we're going to give the potatoes a really good mash in the pot. To give our mash a really luxurious feel, we're going to add 3 whisked egg yolks. Now as you can see, I have separated 3 yolks here. I'm going to give them a little whisk. That's lovely. And to my mashed potato, I will now add this egg mixture and give it a good stir. This really adds depth to your mashed potato without using butter, without using milk, without using those fat products. You're creating a delicious mash now. You can feel it as you stir it. The mash is becoming velvety because of the egg yolks. And it'll be that much nicer when you get to eat your shepherd's pie. We're ready to check back in on our shepherd's pie. Let's have a little look at our mince mixture. It's been simmering away nicely. There's a lovely natural gravy now in the pot, and it has thickened up really well. So I'm going to say that that's ready. Let's turn off the gas. We've turned off the gas, and now all we need to do is transfer our mixture to our oven dish. Simply bring our mixture over and pour in. As you can see, this is a generous amount for 4 people. That'll do. Space that out nicely. I'm just going to check the vegetables. Yeah, delicious. Okay. Remember our mashed potato? Well, that's here now, and it's ready to be added to the top of our shepherd's pie. So all I'm going to do is put it on in nice even spoonfuls, like that. Okay, nearly there. One last piece of potato. And we're done. And I'm just gently going to rough the potato to help it cover our meat mixture. On our potato, we've beaten 1 egg. Now that's a full egg. And I'm just going to brush on the beaten egg onto our potato. That's lovely, and we're ready. This shepherd's pie will now go into a preheated oven, a fan oven set at 180, normal oven at 200, for about 25 minutes, just to give it that nice golden brown topping. So here we are at the oven, 180 degrees, because it's a fan assisted oven. We're going to put our old-fashioned shepherd's pie in for 25 minutes, at which time it will be golden brown, delicious and ready to eat. Just going to open the oven. I've got my oven gloves, 2 this time, just to be on the safe side. There's my shepherd's pie. And in 25 minutes we'll be eating a delicious old-fashioned shepherd's pie. It's time to have a look and see how it's turned out. First, I'm just going to turn the oven off. That's that done. Don't forget my oven gloves because it's going to be quite hot. Let's have a look. Yes, it looks delicious. It's done its job. As you can see, the mash is now a delicious golden colour with little brown peaks where we roughed it with the fork. The gravy is bubbling out at the sides. Who could resist it? And remember, this old-fashioned shepherd's pie is free on Extra Easy with Slimming World.